there. Seth Petruzelli, who was an announcer. There was another guy. It was the Colonel, who was the boxing guy, Seth Petruzelli, who knows his stuff. Seth Petruzelli used to co-host WZR Radio with me and Matt Boone way back in the day. It used to be the three of us that co-hosted this show, but he knew his stuff. He was the only guy on that announce team. And then the guy that did the post-fight interviews was brutal. He looked like he came straight off a John Deere tractor out of Nebraska or something. You know?
It was
horrible. It was
horrible. And the lights with production was baloney. It was like, it was so dark. You saw like the fans, and it's like a lot of empty seats. I said, what the hell? I thought that Sapp is going to be there, and Lashley will be like a sellout, something packed. But
yeah, not a big. He really hasn't proven himself. What was that? His fourth fight. I think he's 4-0 now.
So speaking of that. Let's say you and Boone, both of y'all were Dana White. If I'm pretty sure you watched the match. Would you say, you know what? Let me give him a chance in my territory in UFC. Would you kind of still say he ain't ready for me to sign him to my company yet?
Here's the thing. Dana White said that he would never sign Brock Lesnar. All right, way back a couple years ago, he said, I don't want no pro wrestlers. Dana White changes his opinion on a daily basis. If Bobby Lashley continues to win, which I believe he will, Bob Sapp was his biggest fight. I mean, Bob Sapp is a walkover. I know everybody says Bob Sapp, da-da-da-da-da. Bob Sapp is old, and in his last few fights, he hasn't looked good at all. You know what I mean? And how about that ref? I mean, Bob Sapp tapped out like 3 different times, and the ref didn't catch it. You know what I mean? Horrible. Oh, that was the worst. I can honestly say, not the fights, but that was the worst MMA show that I've ever watched in my entire. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
And it was a major fight. I thought they have like better referee, better everything. Now seeing production.
That was their first show and quite possibly their last. Actually, you know what? I think they're going to do another show. I actually heard a rumored match where they were going to bring Bobby Lashley back and basically put him against a jobber. I don't want to call him a jobber, but a lesser-known fighter. Somebody that would be a walkover to continue to push him as a monster. But if Bobby Lashley continues to win, continues to dominate, there is no doubt. 100%. Bobby Lashley will be in UFC, and it'll happen. It'll happen sooner than later.
And what? This is the last one. And do you picture him? Do you guys picture him able to hang with them and eventually fight Lesnar, or do you see him getting his butt when he goes to the big leagues in UFC? Do you think they're going to over there and whip Lashley's butt? Because if over there, it's not going to be no jobbers.
Well, Dana's not stupid. He knows that Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, if Lashley continues to win, continues to dominate, he's not dumb. He knows that match would draw. Are they going to give Bobby Lashley his first match in UFC against Brock Lesnar? No. They're going to put him against somebody in UFC, and like you said, there's not a lot of jobbers, if you will, in UFC. So he's going to have to prove himself in UFC, and he's going to have to work his way up to a world title shot. But eventually it will happen. They're just not going to give him Lesnar right away. Dana's got a mindset. You're going to have to prove yourself. But nonetheless, Bobby Lashley in UFC, no doubt about it. As long as he continues to win and dominate, no doubt about it, you'll see him in UFC, and you'll eventually see the Lesnar-Lashley match.
That's true. I'll see a couple of jobbers first, and then like a Couture, and if he could be him, go to Lesnar. But the thing about that is, Couture, he's not as strong as Brock, so I don't know if he can out wrestle him on a mat, because Couture is like his home is the mat. So if you try to dip him, I think he might grab your leg or arm and probably do some kind of wrestling move, because that's how he kind of fights on the ground.
I'll tell you what, we've got Frank Mir and Brock coming up, and everybody got Frank Mir, you know what I mean? Frank Mir beat him the first time, tapped him out, and Brock said to walk all over him now. But
I don't know.
A fight's a fight, you know what I mean? Hey, if me and you were to fight, one shot, and we could knock each other out. You never know. And it's a real fight, you know what I mean? So you never know. Frank Mir could come out and shock the world.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Frank Mir, UFC World Heavyweight Champion. You know what I mean? Does anybody think that Frank Mir has a chance? Does that even sound right? Frank Mir, World Heavyweight? No, it doesn't sound, but it could happen.
Yeah, if you put money on him, oh, man, you'll get paid. I'll pay the bills for at least a year if you bet on
yeah, without a doubt. So it'll be interesting, man.
Yeah. Well, all right, man. Thanks for taking my call. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Be good. We'll see you next week, man.
All right.
All right. Let me. I think I got one more call. This guy called up before. Let's see if I figure out how to take it. Caller from, what is this? Monroe County, Florida. You're live on WZR Radio. You're on WZROnline.com. What's up, man?
Yes, do you think we'll ever see an Undertaker versus John Cena match?
An Undertaker versus John Cena match? It's a possibility. I mean, you Undertaker versus John Cena, yeah, I'd say it's a possibility. I don't know when, but I mean, both guys are on different brands right now, but yeah, I think before the Undertaker retires, we'll see John Cena versus the Undertaker at some point, you know. All right, that's it. That's it for the live phone calls. I don't have Jose here anymore, so I actually have somebody that just walked in the door as well. So I'm going to wrap this shindig up, and we'll be back next Tuesday night, 7 to 9 Eastern time, same place, same time. You guys that were on the shout box last night on WZROnline.com, I gave you some exclusive draft spoilers. I found out earlier in the day, I'm not going to say who leaked it, but a WWE creative team member yesterday afternoon sent myself and Ryan Gray an email with a partial Raw script yesterday, and we were able to get the names of Goldust to ECW, the Hart Foundation over to SmackDown, Evan Bourne and Jack Swagger over to Monday Night Raw. So that is one of the benefits of going to WZROnline.com. Those of you guys that were in the shout box last night got a little treat when I came in there during the first part of Monday Night Raw last night. So go over to WZROnline.com and sign up, get in the shout box. It's completely interactive. I know some of you guys are stuck on some of your main websites, but WZROnline.com, we've really added a bunch of stuff over there as far as image galleries, shout boxes. You can comment on news posts, and we're gonna be adding a premium section there as well. We're gonna put exclusive news and things of that nature in there here in the coming weeks. We also have a brand new online forum that we launched. It's WZROnline or WZRforums.com, so you can go sign up over there. You guys in the chat room are too nice to me, man. Good show every week, man. Even if it sucks, you guys can tell me if the show sucks. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hate on you for that. But I appreciate all the nice comments. Appreciate you guys coming to the chat every week. And WZROnline.com, one of the fastest growing sites that I've been part of. And it's just awesome to see this site growing as fast as it has. So WZROnline.com and WZRforums.com. That's going to do it for this week, guys. Go watch ECW or whatever you're going to watch. And we'll see you next Tuesday night. Myself, Jose Rivera, we'll try to get Matt Boone here as well, talk a little bit of UFC 100, Brock Lesnar versus Frank Mir for the UFC World title. That's going to do it, guys. Thanks for coming, as always. You guys are like a mini family to me, man. If it wasn't for you guys, there would be no me and there'd be no website. So thank you, guys. Thanks for coming tonight. Thanks for coming every week. We'll see you next Tuesday night, 7 to 9 Eastern time here on WZROnline.com. Be good, guys.